I was thinking about how, like, all of us become delivered at some point. You're going from one place to another. You're being delivered. Because we think that we have control of what we're thinking about. You know what I mean? We think we have control of the decisions we make. We think all of this, like, we control life. But we really don't. Because our subconscious is about 5 seconds faster than our conscious mind. So really, that's where we need to start the programming, is through the subconscious mind. And it does start through the conscious, right? Because repetition until it is embedded into the subconscious. But what I was really thinking about today was, like, how I had went through so much darkness, right? And within the darkness, the question came of help. You ask for help when you're in the darkness, right? You Lord, God, flow, life, help me. Please intercede my life so that I may see the light, so that I'm not in the dark anymore, right? That question alone, just asking, because that's the thing, is life needs permission to come into you. It needs that permission. God needs permission. You have to say, this is what I want. I want this interceding. I want this co-creation. And as soon as that question is posed, as soon as the barrier is broke down, and that you want the help, and that you're willing to cooperate, please believe you're going to be put on a tightrope. And what I mean by tightrope is, I never even really walked a real tightrope before. But in my mind, walking a tightrope needs all your focus, 100% of your focus. So God gonna say, in order to put one foot in front of the other, you must be honest with yourself. You must be truthful with yourself. And you need to know what truth is in order to take that next step. And what is truth? The truth of God is joy, is happiness, is love, is grace, is peace. These are the type of emotions that we feel when God speaks to us. Because God speaks through emotion. God speaks through feeling. So in order to walk the tightrope, the focus needed is the awareness of the feeling. So I need to be able to feel these emotions, this truth, in order to take another step on the tightrope. And this is how it is at first. Once you ask God to intercede and you on your path, now we so focused. You don't have no room for nothing else, because as soon as you think another thought, if it's a thought outside of truth, if it's a false perceived thought, you're gonna fall. You're gonna go right back in the dark. So what happens when you think in a false thought? You hold still. You can't take a step forward. You're delaying the motion. That's okay though, because you have to be aware of everything. And when you're aware and when you're focused, that's when you can take your next step. And eventually, repetition creates this focus where now your tight wire, it turned into a 2x4. Now you walk in a plank. It's a little bit easier. You know what I mean? You can step a little bit faster because you're more focused, because you've been repeating the same thing. You've been thinking them same thoughts. You've been living and walking in truth. Until eventually, you ain't even on a plank no more. You walking in a full-blown, we could say it's a garden at that point. When we get to the right perceived thought, when we get to the synchronicities of life, like life just guiding us at that point, because we have surrendered to what life is offering us. The most beautiful thing that life offers us is the mystery of itself. And to become okay with that, to become in flow with that, to appreciate everything that's being presented as an opportunity to see life as your growth and your evolution, right? Because it's all tailor-made for you. It's all tailor-made for us. And so to be surprised and to expect surprises, to have an expectation for the best things, even if it's not perceived as the best thing, it's the best thing because it's for you, because it's what you need in order to evolve to your next phase of life, to your next phase of living, to whatever your soul wants to become, and so life and God can come through you and experience the world, so your soul can experience it as a co-creation, because you are a vessel. We are vessels of the spirit experiencing life. It's beautiful. It made me want to come to tears sometimes to see where I had come from, to see where all the way I had come from, to see myself not even as aware, not even knowing, don't even know, nothing, just walking through life like, oh, this is it. You know what I mean? Oh, the goal. Okay, get a house and have some kids. Woo. That's the goal. That's what I'm excited for. To come to this point where I don't even know what's next, but I'm excited. And it could be anything. It could be something as small as a conversation. It could be as big as winning a $5 million home. At this point, it doesn't even matter. Because I know it's for me, and I know it's the best thing possible. And that's for all of us. You know, this is a truth that we all need to understand. And that starts with really subsiding the judgment, asking for assistance, asking for guidance. You know, you don't even have to believe in God, to ask for help. You can be talking to yourself. You could be talking to life. You could be talking to flow. You could be talking to energy. It doesn't matter what type. Some people don't benefit off of labeling shit. And I get it. You know, I understand that labels, depending on how you grew up and depending on how these words have been manipulated or whatever they relate to you, yeah, it might hinder your assistance or hinder how you look at things. So you don't have to give it a name. You could be agnostic. You could be atheist. You know what I mean? It doesn't even matter. Because there is something that and we can call it energy because both of those can believe in energy. This whole thing is energy. So if I'm asking the energy to supersede my life, to come and help me push forward in a way where I can express more of myself, my true authentic self, and I can watch the benefit of that, and I can feel purpose because of that, because I know that that's going to help people. I know it's going to help me. I know it's going to help the environment that I live in. And everything will start to bloom around me when I start to believe that my inside reflects my outside. And this is all perception.